90% of the leafy greens Americans eat between November and March come from one of the driest places on the continent, a desert strip along the lower Colorado River, where it rains less than 3 inches a year, produces more than 1 billion pounds of lettuce every winter. But every drop powering that system comes from a river already declared in shortage, which means the price of a January salad is being pulled into a permanent water fight. Here's the surprising part: how fragile the machine really is. The winter vegetable supply chain does not simply plant in one place all year. It physically migrates between 2 locations, and there is no third option if either one fails. From spring through fall, production runs in the Salinas Valley of Northern California. When the coast gets too cold, companies like Taylor Farms move the entire operation to Yuma. Every November, 200 specialists unbolt 1,400 tons of production equipment, loaded onto 72 semi-trucks, haul it 571 miles, sterilize everything, and restart the line within 56 hours. The water behind that choreography was promised under math that no longer works. In 1922, lawmakers divided the Colorado River, assuming it carried 16.4 million acre-feet per year. A 1944 treaty with Mexico added another 1.5 million acre-feet to the obligation, bringing total annual legal promises to 16.5 million acre-feet. The actual historical average from 1906 to 2024 was 14.6 million acre-feet. And since 2000, it has fallen to just 12.4 million. 4 million acre-feet are promised on paper every year that the river does not produce. Lake Mead and Lake Powell then lost 52% of combined active capacity between 1999 and 2005. And by early 2023, storage had fallen to just 27% of 1999 levels. That gap reaches the grocery aisle through Yuma and Imperial. Yuma County, Arizona has 230,000 acres of farmland, every acre irrigated by the Colorado River. At peak harvest, it moves 18 million pounds of lettuce per day, filling 2,500 refrigerated trucks for grocery chains across the country. Across the state line, the Imperial Valley sustains over 470,000 acres and generates more than $3 billion in economic activity each year. Together, these desert zones contribute $4.4 billion to Arizona's economy, and Yuma alone accounts for 56% of the state's total agricultural GDP. The system runs because some farms sit at the top of the legal line. Present perfected rights are water claims filed before the 1922 Compact, giving them the highest priority in shortages. The Imperial Irrigation District holds the largest single entitlement on the Colorado River at 2.6 million acre-feet per year. And it delivers water to growers at just $20 per acre-foot, far below its market value. 20 farming families in the valley consume roughly 387 billion gallons annually. The Abadi family alone uses an estimated 260,000 acre-feet, more than the entire Las Vegas metropolitan area. When shortages arrive, junior rights holders lose first. In 2022, the federal government declared the first ever Tier 1 shortage on the Colorado River, and Arizona absorbed the largest share at over 300,000 acre-feet. The Central Arizona Project's non-tribal agricultural pool lost 65% of its allocation that year. By 2023 and 2024, it received nothing at all. Senior vegetable regions are protected longer, but that legal shield does not create new water if the river keeps shrinking. Labor makes the system even harder to replace. During winter harvest, approximately 45,000 farm workers cross the United States-Mexico border into San Luis, Arizona every morning between 3:30 and 6:30 a.m. 70% of the workforce lives in Mexico. At peak season, H-2A guest workers fill 75% of the jobs, with federally mandated minimum wages of $19.75 per hour in California and $17.51 in Arizona. The salad shelf depends on water rights, cold chain trucks, and a daily cross-border workforce. The obvious question is, why not move production somewhere else? The answer from every direction is no. Salinas cannot grow leafy greens reliably in winter because the coastal climate drops below commercial viability, and flooding makes the risk worse. In 2023, atmospheric rivers breached levees, swallowed over 15,500 acres of farmland, and caused $54.4 million in lettuce losses alone. Federal food safety rules require any crop touched by floodwater to be destroyed, with no exceptions. Florida contributes just 3% of the nation's lettuce on roughly 10,000 acres of muck soil, and rising temperatures have already compressed its viable growing season by a full month. Mexico and indoor farming do not solve it either. Mexico captured 69% of all United States fresh vegetable imports by 2024, but mostly in warm season crops like tomatoes and peppers. Mass leafy greens need immediate cold chain processing, and extended border delays destroy shelf life. Mexico is also facing drought, with a water debt to the United States estimated at nearly 986 million cubic meters. Controlled environment agriculture can cut water use by 92% and boost yield 11 times per square meter. But hydroponic lettuce needs 90,000 kilojoules per kilogram versus 1,100 for field-grown produce. That 82-fold energy increase makes it completely unworkable for mass-market commodity lettuce at current energy prices. And this is where it gets worse, because the market does not absorb these shocks gently. Fresh vegetable demand is relatively inelastic, with mean price elasticity at 0.58, so many shoppers keep buying as prices climb. In 2022, drought and the impatiens necrotic spot virus collapsed the lettuce crop, and wholesale lettuce prices exploded 133% in a single month. The Producer Price Index for fresh and dry vegetables jumped 38.9% month over month, the largest increase since the Bureau of Labor Statistics began tracking the category in 1947. By September, food-at-home inflation had reached 13% year over year. That spike was temporary, but what comes next might not be. Current Colorado River operating agreements expire at the end of 2026. Lower basin states have proposed 1.25 million acre-feet in mandatory reductions starting in 2027. With Arizona absorbing 760,000 acre-feet, and California taking 440,000. If Lake Mead drops to 1,000 feet, the proposal makes all stored surplus water unusable, forcing real-time conservation. Wall Street already sees the value of the rights behind the crops. In Cibola, Arizona, Greenstone Resource Partners bought 500 acres, severed the water rights, and sold them to a Phoenix suburb 200 miles away for a $14 million profit. The United States built its winter food security on one drying river. Laws written a century ago, workers who live in another country, and equipment trucked 571 miles twice a year. No scalable backup exists. No region can simply step in. Every bag of salad mix in every grocery store from November to March is tied to this fragile system. The Colorado River will force permanent changes to what Americans eat in winter. The only open question is how soon.